welcome to the Patriot Hour for Saturday morning, August 24th, 2019. I'm Michael. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for giving us some of your time. We know it's valuable. We know you're busy in your day-to-day. Folks, we've been waiting on justice. Have we not? We've been waiting on justice together. Following along in the greatest hoax, the greatest witch hunt of our time, possibly the country's history, the fake Russia collusion, the projection of all wrong onto somebody else. Everything that one party did or one group or one person, and they're really good at getting it spun to get out there, to get all the dirt on the other party. So when it comes back, there's like this, well, I thought it was Trump in Russia. How is it Hillary in Russia? Well, that's what they want you to do. They want to mar. History shows that if somebody gets, whether it's a lie or truth, something gets brought up. If you think back to a politician from 10 years ago or 15, I mean, people remember these. Wasn't there something to do with Russia and Trump? I can't remember, but it sticks in their head. And that's what they're trying to do. Taint the final result, taint the picture painted, taint the end game. So if Trump declassifies, he's already authorized for Barr to do so. But if these when these documents come, the Democrats, the leftists, those who lied the most, those who had the most to lose, are finished. All right, if you're new to the channel here at the Patriot Hour, please subscribe. Take a look in the comment section. Some of the greatest patriots right here, part of this channel, to help you, guide you, leave you links. There's been great show topics based off comments down below that have led us into research, led us into the areas that we needed to look at. So make sure you do not overlook that. Again, here at the Patriot Hour, we encourage you to think for yourself, connect all your own dots, never believe what anybody says unless you can verify it. So read everything, watch everything, listen to everything, but believe none of it till you can verify. However that is, however that works best for you folks. All right, let's jump into this article here we got from DC Dirty Laundry, airing out America's dirty laundry. All right, report: if Trump declassifies these documents, the Democrats are finished. Comes from the True Conservative Pundit. In September of 2018, President Trump told The Hill's John Solomon, who does great work, and Buck Sexton that he would declassify and release all the documents pertaining to the FBI and the DOJ and the other intelligence agencies that show what these U.S. government entities did wrong from the get-go in the Russia probe. It's been almost a year since Trump declared the goods would be released. No small wonder, for there is any army of deep state puppets that have been working hard to thwart any attempt of release of these documents. Any information that is released, the Democrats and their media allies immediately muddy the waters, making the information released look suspect. Pretty good tactic, since the information that details their own Democrats' wrongdoing. So they are, we know their back's against the wall. They don't have much to stand on, and they're going to scream really loud as they watch their ship sink. So they've been doing good at diverting all the attention, even when little bits of things that we've gotten come out to show them. They're there right along the whole time, helping guide the narrative, just like we've seen with every crisis and FF attempt all across the country in all of these 20, 30 years. We've been going through some of those, right? The Oklahoma City. By the way, there's going to be a part 2 of that. I know that abruptly ended right at the end of that good documentary. I'm going to pick up right where that ended, maybe give you the last 10 minutes of that other documentary. And then I have another one I want to show you that goes hand in hand to finish up the whole story of the Oklahoma, just so you know. All right, look for that later today. We want to get this one out. So, according to John Solomon of The Hill, the Democratic obstruction and outright obstruction and obstruction may soon come to a screeching halt, but the long wait for transparency may soon end. The foot dragging inside the intelligence community, IC, that occurred under now departed DNI Dan Coates and his deputy, Sue Gordon, could halt abruptly. That's particularly true if Trump appoints a new IC sheriff, such a former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Pete Hoekstra, Republican out of Michigan, the current ambassador to the Netherlands, or longtime national security expert Fred Fleets. If it's not some deep state today inside of one of the U.S. intelligence agencies or former intelligence operatives such as John Brennan or one of the many media outlets that lie and cover for the Democrats, it is one of the leading Democrats in the Congress, or more likely, all of the above, moving to stop these documents from being released. On top of all that, there is a suppression of conservative voices and investigative journalists by big tech, such as on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, so on, so forth, etc. Why would the Democrats and all their allies work so hard to impede the release of the classified documents, some of which are only classified and or redacted for the Democrats' protection, especially when some of the information related to these documents is already in public view? The answer is pretty simple. If the public only has bytes and pieces, it's much easier to damage control and to spin the information so to confuse and misdirect. They can even spin the information to make Trump look bad, a definite plus for the Democrats. If the information in these documents is, however, declassified and released, then all the available information can be tied together and made sense of. You know, you got the whole puzzle piece, not just the four corners and tons of little pieces in between. Can't really make out the image, the full story. So if they're released, the Democrats are self-aware enough to realize the very same thing that I realize, that the information contained in these different documents will show America how seriously corrupt Democrats are, including Obama and the past administration, and how deeply complicit the mainstream media has been in attempting to whitewash and cover up what really happened during the whole Russia-Trump collusion investigation. What did happen during the Trump-Russia investigation? Was it a case of investigating a president for potentially serious wrongdoing, as it was purported to be? Not a chance. There's plenty of evidence already in the public eye to strongly suggest, if not outright convince any logical thinking human being, that the only reason for the investigation was for a cover for the deep state's nefarious activities. The objective of all of these activities became twofold. First, eliminate the competition, Donald Trump, thereby ensuring the presidency of the next deep state chief executive, Hillary Clinton. Second, since the primary objective was not achieved, the goal changed to destroy by any means necessary the sitting president of the United States, who is a serious thorn in the collective deep state side, Donald Trump. So what are the documents that could spell a ruination for the Democrats? Below are the documents John Solomon believes will seriously rock the Democrats. So here we go. 1. Christopher Steele's confidential human source reports at the FBI. These documents, known in the Bureau parlance as of 1023 reports, show exactly what transpired each time Steele and his FBI handlers met in the summer and fall of 2016 to discuss his anti-Trump dossier. The big reveal, my sources say, could be the first evidence. The first evidence that the FBI shared sensitive information with Steele, such as the existence of a classified Crossfire hurricane operation targeting the Trump campaign. It could be a huge discovery if the FBI fed Trump Russia intel to Steele in the midst of the election, especially when his ultimate opposition research client was Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee, DNC. The FBI has released only one of the two of these reports under the Freedom of Information Act lawsuits, and they were 100% redacted. The American public deserves better. Number 2, the 53 House Intel interviews. House Intelligence interviewed many key players in the Russia probe and asked the DNI to declassify those interviews nearly a year ago. After sending the transcripts for review last November, there are several big reveals, I'm told, including the first evidence that the lawyer tied to the DNC, Democratic National Committee, had Russia-related contacts at the CIA. Number 3, here's a name, Stephen Halper. Those documents, all right? It has been widely reported that the European-based American academic Stephen Halper and a young assistant, Azra Turk, worked as FBI sources. We know for sure that one of both had contact with targeted Trump aides like Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, at the end of the election. My sources tell me that there may be other documents showing Halper continued working his way to the top of Trump's transition and administration, eventually reaching senior advisors like Peter Navarro inside of the White House in summer of 2017. These documents would show that the intelligence agencies worked with Halper, who directed his activity, how much he was paid, and how long his contacts with Trump officials were, directed by the U.S. government's Russia probe. Number 4, the October 2016 FBI email chain. This is a key document identified by Republican Representative Nunes and his investigators. My sources say it will show exactly what concerns the FBI knew about the discussed with DOJ about using Still's dossier and other evidence to support a Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, warrant targeting the Trump campaign in October of 2016. Those concerns weren't shared with FISA judges who approved the warrant. There could be major repercussions. Number 5, Page and Papadopoulos, exculpatory statements. Another Nunes one of the 5 buckets, all right? They're talking about these 5 things are going to be the do-in for the leftists, the liberal undo. There will be no coming back. These documents purport to show what the 2 Trump aides were recorded telling undercover assets were captured in intercepts, insisting on their innocence. Papadopoulos told me he told the FBI undercover source in September 2016 that the Trump campaign was not trying to obtain hacked Clinton documents from Russia and considered doing so to be treason. If he made that statement with the FBI monitoring and it was not disclosed to the FISA court, it could be another case of FBI or DOJ misconduct. Number 6, the Gang of 8 briefing materials. These were a series of classified briefings and briefing books the FBI and DOJ provided key leaders in Congress in the summer of 2018 that identify shortcomings in the Russia collusion narrative. All of the documents congressional leaders were shown. This is the most frequently cited to me in private and having changed the minds of lawmakers who were initially convinced of FISA abuses or FBI irregularities. Number 7, the Still spreadsheet. I wrote recently that the FBI kept a spreadsheet on the accuracy and reliability of every claim in the Still dossier. According to my sources, it showed as much as 90% of these claims could not be corroborated, were debunked, or turned out to be open source internet rumors. Given Still's own effort to leak intel in his dossier to the media before the election day, the public deserves to see the FBI's final analysis of this credibility. A document I reviewed recently showed the FBI described Still's information as only minimally corroborated, and the Bureau's confidence in him was medium. Number 8, the Still interview has been reported and confirmed that the DOJ's Inspector General interviewed the former British intelligence operative for as long as 16 hours about his contacts with the FBI while working with Clinton opposition research firm Fusion GPS. It is clear from the documents already forced into the public view by lawsuits and Still admitted in the fall of 2016 that he was desperate to defeat Trump. He had a political deadline to make his dirt public. He was working for the DNC and Clinton campaign, and he was leaking to the news media. If he told that to the FBI and it wasn't disclosed to FISA court, there could be serious repercussions. The redacted sections of the 3rd FISA renewal application. This was the last of the 4 FISA warrants targeting the Trump campaign. It was renewed in June of 2017 after a special counsel Robert Mueller probe had started and signed then by Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. It is one of the FISA applications that the House of Republicans have repeatedly asked to be released. And I'm told the big reveal in the currently redacted sections of the application is that it contained both misleading information and evidence of intrusive tactics by the U.S. government to infiltrate Trump's orbit. 10, records of allies' assistance. Multiple sources have said a handful of U.S. allies overseas, possibly Great Britain, Australia, and Italy, were asked to assist the FBI efforts to check on Trump's connections to Russia. Members of Congress have searched recently for some key contact documents with British intelligence. My sources say that the documents might help explain Attorney General William Barr's recent comments that the use of foreign intelligence capabilities and counterintelligence capabilities against American political campaign, to me, is unprecedented, and it's a serious red line that's been crossed. So there is no need for me to reiterate the information contained in the above 10 documents discussed. Basically, there's plenty of information already out there on all this, folks. We know it. The truth of the matter is, since Donald Trump, the billionaire playboy, decided to run for president, and then miraculously, or maybe not so miraculous, won the presidency. The Democrats, the rhinos, and their willing media partners have engaged in the largest ever conceived soft coup attempt, election interference campaign in the history of the United States. The U.S. government itself was weaponized to destroy a man willing to stand up and do the right thing. The depths of the left's depravity and their willingness to destroy anyone who gets in their way is astounding. It amazes this writer that Trump has accomplished what he has thus far. With the media aligned against him as much as 95% negative coverage, with big tech fighting for the other side and suppressing conservatives, and with the fact that the Democrats are out to destroy Trump along with his supporters, and lastly, Trump's many naysayers, it's almost a miracle that he has been able to achieve so much, not to mention keep going under the relentless pressure. I hope Trump soon plays a Trump card. We, the people, have been held hostage long enough. It is high time America sees the Clintons, Obamas, Comey, Brennan, Page, and Strzok, and so many others, so on and so forth, etc., 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 for exactly what they are: evil. The next step, vote out the Democrats, ensuring they lose power, right along with all the ineffective Republican mouthpieces. Get out and vote, folks. Educate yourselves, and do not take what the so-called news media tells you at face value, ever. You have been warned, America. So we always say that. Think for yourself. Make sure you vote. Don't ever listen to, the polls are closed, or don't even worry about getting out there, folks. We got this. Hillary won. They were doing that till 9 o'clock on voting night, just to try to sway and persuade anything they could. Rock the boat. Rock the boat. So we know that there's been a lot of fake talk on the other side for what's been going on here. People are like, it ain't gonna be. These are 5 or 6, 7 things, 6, 7 different things that are going to change the whole game. Why is it such a slow roll? Why has it got to come out in tidbits? Well, this is how it's worked. This is how you wake people up. Don't want to shock them overnight. Too much information. Little by little, meticulous, slow roll. You could run down and get your one bad guy, or you can stroll down slowly over that hillside and get every last one of them. That's what I think's going on here. All right, I'm Mike. We're going to shut this one down. I'll be back with, again, I told you, part 2 of the Oklahoma City. We're going to wrap that whole little chapter up. I hope you join me on that, and thanks for joining in on this one. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell. Get all the alerts. We go live. We have the backup channel, the Patriot Tech. Take a look for that, the Patriot Tech. And we'll see you back here on the next update video later on today, folks. Have a great morning into your afternoon. And we'll see you back here. God bless.